Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Also the North Central Chaplain for Broken Chains JC. Today is December 1st, 2024. We are wrapping up the last month of this year. It's been a whirlwind of a year, hasn't it? It's been a busy year. It's had a lot of ups, a lot of downs. It's been a struggle sometimes. It's been a blessing others. It's been an opportunity to be a blessing and an opportunity to be blessed. It's been an opportunity to trip and fall and land flat on your face and get up scarred and dust yourself off. We've all had experiences this year. We're going into this last time, this last period of this year. And as we go into it, I want to take a minute and really cause us to reflect on why is it that it's important to gain wisdom, gain knowledge, gain understanding. You know, the very first part of Proverbs chapter 1, from verse 1 all the way to verse 7, gives us that reason why Solomon gave us these words. And sometimes we pass over them without giving them proper credit. But we've got a month to continue to live out this process. As we go through a proverb a day, a chapter of Proverbs a day, we have the opportunity to gain wisdom, but there's a purpose. So let's read these verses together and see. Maybe we've read them, like me, hundreds of times, but maybe, just maybe, we need a greater understanding that touches us in the heart instead of just intellectually knowing them. The proverb of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. For the learning what wisdom and discipline are. These are the purposes for him giving us these. For the learning of what wisdom and discipline are. For understanding insightful sayings. For receiving wise instruction in righteousness, justice, and integrity. For teaching shrewdness to the inexperienced. Knowledge and discretion to the young man. A wise man will listen and increase his learning, and a discerning man will obtain guidance for understanding a proverb or a parable. The words of the wise and their riddles. These are the instructions to guide your life. I've told you I do this every day and have been doing it for 17 years or more. And I get something new every day. I started out with nothing, no understanding at all. I would like to say that I might be in the place of maybe someone who is becoming a little bit more wise. Learning to listen and increase my learning. I don't know that I've become a discerning man. But there are times where I do understand a proverb or a parable or the words of the wise with their riddles. But here's how Solomon wraps that whole thought up. It's the one statement that means everything. And I think I talk about this one more when I get to chapter 1 than any other thing in chapter 1, because it's the most important. It will guide your life above everything else. Everything else can fail. This one thing never, ever will fail. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and discipline. You know, the reality is When somebody speaks truth to us, and it requires change in our lives, we don't like it. Solomon reminds us that in the fear of the Lord, we'll receive that and do something about it. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. It's the beginning of knowledge. Living in the fear of the Lord, not trembling because you're afraid he's going to strike you down. But the fear of the Lord, in as much as you know he can, but he loves you enough not to, and you want to honor him in that. Living in that fear is the beginning of gaining much knowledge. When somebody speaks to you, are you going to be wise and listen and increase your learning? Are you going to be discerning and get guidance on how to understand the situation you're in? Or are you going to be struck down and trip and fall because you're a fool and you despised wisdom and discipline? Something to think about today as you go into your holiday seasons. The reality is we've got a month before the year is over. We can finish strong, engaged in prayer every day, showing up when the church needs you. Yes, I said that. Showing up when the church needs you. You know, I said it last Sunday in my sermon, but I'm going to say it again because it's critical. If there's a prayer service, I don't care where it's at, if there's a prayer service and you have a congregation of 200 and 12 people show up, that is a very weak church. If you've got a congregation of 12 and 2 people show up, that's a very weak church. The strength of the church is in the prayer and the dedication of the people to their God is proved in how they show up. That's one of those ouch moments. I didn't like it when I first heard it either. But it challenged me and I started showing up for prayer. It was because of that my life really started to change. Something to think about today. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.